Hi, I'm Dr. Durland. Welcome to another episode of our video series from the Flint Hills. And I'm board certified in obstetrics and gynecology, anti-aging and regenerative medicine, and fellowship trained in metabolic and nutritional medicine. So today what we are going to talk about is we are going to talk about elimination. And as we kind of talk about this subject, we are going to talk about it through kind of this mind-body connection, because it's so easy to think about our body biologically and discount the mindful factor in elimination as well. So if I'm thinking about elimination, I'm thinking about some different key points. So number one, I'm thinking of eliminating toxic thoughts. I'm also thinking about my skin. I'm thinking about my kidneys. I'm thinking about my liver, and I'm thinking about my gastrointestinal tract. I'm thinking about 5 things, but yet not one thing is more important than the other. They're all important together. And so let's start from the top and we'll work our way down. So to start off with, let's talk about elimination of toxic negative thoughts. So why is this important? Well, think about your body. Your body and you are on a journey of life. And on that journey of life, we have experiences, we have fears, we're nervous. And a lot of times until we work through those fears and let go of negative thoughts, we hold on. So elimination is all about letting go. It's almost the opposite of holding on. And it can be scary, right? But if you think about it, if things have happened to us along life that are very painful, we have to process through them until we let them go. And processing through them means we have to make sense of them. And sometimes that's hard. So when I'm 15, if I've gone through a really difficult thing, it's hard for me to understand even what it means, because I'm just scared to go to school. I'm scared to stand out, and I'm scared to be different. So it's really easy for me to hold on to those things. So if I don't know where to put them, I just put it in my backpack. And my backpack is this accumulation of heavy thoughts that I'm kind of holding on to during my life. Now, we start doing this when we're little, and we keep putting things in our backpack as we age, which literally weigh us down. Think about heavy luggage in the back of your car, thinking about a backpack going on a really long journey of life. If you have really heavy rocks or really heavy things, over time, your legs are going to get tired. Over time, your car is going to get heavy. So as you let go of some of those things, your car gets lighter. You become more efficient. You become clearer in your mind. But to be able to let go of those thoughts, you have to have the energy to think through them. You have to have the intent and the desire to let them go. And another thing sometimes that I think is hard for us is no one teaches us when we're little kids how to process or how to let go. So a lot of us actually learn to hold on to it. And if we're always holding on to things and we never let them go, we get kind of heavy in life. And that's hard. So some of us have never found our voice, and our voice is, how do I say things? And there is nothing bad with people voicing their opinion or getting it out, but some of us are so scared to let it out that we hold on to it too. So sometimes processing through things is just learning how to find our voice. So just know that toxic thoughts or shame or guilt are heavy concepts and burdens to carry. So as you can eliminate those thoughts or find peace within yourself, you find a way for your body to let go. And having mindfulness of letting go of toxic thoughts and places you've been is just as important as how your skin works, which is just as important as how your liver and your gastrointestinal tract works, which is just as important as your kidneys. But sometimes it's actually easier for us to focus on our liver, kidneys, and skin than it is for us to focus our energy on letting go of negative thoughts. But they're just as valuable. So I just want to plant that seed into your mind. And when you find energy in your body, you can actually use the energy to focus on thinking and let go of some of those things. Because once you let go of those things, no one can put them back in your car or your backpack unless you allow that to happen. And that's very empowering. So let's move on to the beautiful skin. So the skin, is the biggest organ of our body, and it's awesome and it's regenerative. Super cool. So you can do anything with your skin. Now, how do we eliminate? We eliminate through our skin through sweat. We also sometimes can eliminate through rashes. So I have a lot of folks that come in with food allergies that actually have a lot of rashes because their body is using their skin to try and get rid of the goo. Now, the other thing we can do to kind of eliminate through our skin is like sit in a sauna. Not only do you sweat with exercise, but you can sit with a sauna and get rid of goo that way. So that is, when I think about the skin, those are the big things I would think about sweat, saunas, and if you, sometimes too, you can have a viral infection. And when you have that viral infection and all of those virions are kind of breaking down, you can break out with these rashes with that too, which I find very exciting and cool to know, because people be very freaked out about these rashes. I'm like, oh, it's a viral excretory rash and it will self-resolve, which it does. So anyway, that's really cool too. And it's just another example of how your body wants to help you get rid of the goo. So then let's move down to those beautiful kidneys. So where do the kidneys sit? They sit in your back and they're very forgiving. They kind of look like kidney beans. And so what do your kidneys need? Your kidneys need water so that you push through your kidneys, the goo, and then your kidneys reabsorb what you need and kick out what you don't. So kind of think about your kidneys like a coffee filter. So before we all came out with the Keurigs and stuff like that, I always had to pour the coffee in the coffee filter. We put the water in and it filters through and makes sure delicious coffee. So kind of think about your kidneys like that filter. You need to be able to have enough water that you push the goo through so your kidneys have the opportunity to pull out what you don't need. And so then when you urinate, you can see that if it's really clear, you're drinking great water, but if it's pretty yellow, you're probably not giving your kidneys enough fluid to do so. So just use that as a rough barometer of how much fluid you need to take in. Now, the other thing I would say is that sometimes when some places can't get rid of goo, it deviates it to the other place. And for example, while we're on the subject of your kidneys, when your body is increasing bilirubin and your liver can't get rid of all of it on its own, it spits it out your urine and turns it orange. So some people have had orange urine before, and at the same point in time, their skin might be turning yellow, as are their eyeballs. So it's just so cool to know that your body is not one-dimensional, it's polydimensional. It can eliminate from your skin just as much can from your urine, just as much can from your poop, right? So then let's move to the gastrointestinal system. So the gastrointestinal system, we're going to kind of incorporate your liver and your GI tract together because they're all getting goo out the same way, and poop is good because we all know if we don't poop, then you feel bloated, sometimes you feel sick, and sometimes you can have a low-grade fever, and you definitely affect your brain because your brain and your GI tract originate from the same embryological layer. And that's just a fancy way of saying, hey, if your gut feels it, your brain probably feels it too. And if your brain feels it, yeah, a lot of times your gut feels it too. They don't exist independent of each other. They exist together. So when you think about our GI tract, let's walk through how our body eliminates. So first, you swallow your food. Your stomach is a big blender that churns. And then it goes to the small intestine, which is in the center of your stomach, which further digests and absorbs, and then it gets to your large intestine, which is like a game board of the outside of your tummy where all your gut flora live. And so through that huge chain, your body is pulling what it needs and kicking out what it doesn't. So your liver is like a big manta ray. I think of it like a manta ray because I just, like when I watched Nemo and watched Mr. Ray, to me, I thought, oh, it's the liver. It was so cool, but I'm always looking for things to associate things to. But irregardless, your liver sits underneath your diaphragm right here, and your gallbladder sits underneath in the right lower quadrant. So what your liver is doing is it's kind of like a filter like your kidneys, but it's just a little different. So your body pushes all that blood through the filter of your liver, and your liver is binding things to toxins to kick it out through your poop. It's also reabsorbing things, it's processing things. So a lot of the way that we process medication, a lot of the ways that we process through toxins are how our genes are actually in our liver. And so after our liver decides it doesn't necessarily need something, what it does is it kicks it out. And so out of your liver returns it to your bloodstream, or it kicks it out. So as it kicks it out, your gallbladder is just a reservoir of digestible enzymes kind of that sits underneath your liver. And then your pancreas is underneath. So I kind of think of it almost like a big highway, that your pancreas spits in enzymes, your bile from your gallbladder spits in enzymes, and your liver spits out toxins, and they're all like coming together, kind of like a highway at rush hour. And then it goes down and it empties into your gastrointestinal tract. So you can see when you get stones, like gallstones, or when your pancreas gets upset, if you irritate the highway, you get a traffic jam. And getting a traffic jam of enzymes that are built to like digest things is not good, because then your body turns on itself, unintentionally so, and starts to try to digest itself, which makes you hurt. So that's kind of like my way of how I think about how gallstones, pancreatitis, etc. can really cause a lot of pain, because it's backup of the various things that's built to try to help you and digest the things that you're taking in. So your liver is always trying to eliminate goo too, but it also is very regenerative. So as it gets into your gastrointestinal tract, then all of those things together are trying to kick out things that your body does not need, but reabsorb the things your body does need. So where your kidneys do that with water, your liver's doing that more solid-like, if you will, kind of. So they're both trying to eliminate with you, but they're just doing it in different ways. And so once it gets to the large intestine, again, your body continues to reabsorb. It's feeding the bacteria that are there. Your bacteria are also communicating with your brain. So it's all interconnected and talking to each other all the time. And then you poop. So poop is good. And so pooping little balls every once in a while means you're not getting all the goo out. So literally we should poop like one long poop a day. And I used to not know when I was little that I should poop once a day, and I did, but now my body feels so much better and I'll poop every day, and it just makes your brain happier. So elimination is good. So all of this together helps make us our best sense of self. And elimination is one of the 7 things that your body needs to find balance every day. So again, when you think of elimination, think about elimination of toxic thoughts. Think about elimination of toxins through your kidneys, as well as through your liver and gastrointestinal tract. And also your body likes to get rid of goo through your skin. So all of it matters together, mind and body, it's all interconnected. And if you get backflow of one, a lot of times it starts to give it to another to get rid of, because no matter what, your body's your best friend, and it's always trying to get rid of the goo for you. So thank you for joining us on another episode of our Facebook video series. I hope you've had a great day, and I can't wait to meet you next time.